I'm Manuel Hernandez and welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello everybody, Lewis, Norwich City Central, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. Now this feels like a massive game, and the reason it feels like a massive game quite simply because it is a real 6-pointer. Norwich, Watford, Friday night football. If you're going, hopefully enjoy the game. I think the drum's back in the away end, which always helps with an atmosphere, and Norwich City really needed that win against Everton. Watford, on the other hand, they've been in a poor run of form. They managed to rescue a point against Newcastle, but this is a critical game. And as you can see from the table, this will mean a lot. And I honestly believe whoever loses this game, it could be really detrimental to the season. But no, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section as we head to Watford away. And that's a really good point, actually, because this game for me derailed Daniel Farke's season. It was only 5 or 6 games in we played Watford. It's quite funny, 2 different managers. Of course, Watford have changed their manager as well, bringing in Claudio Ranieri. But that game early on in the season, Norwich City were terrible. It was a real 6-pointer, and Watford scoring at every opportunity, and they pretty much did as well. They beat us comprehensively, and that really signalled a change. And Norwich City are going to have to be a lot better. But let's start this match preview by talking about Watford. And Watford have been a really interesting team this season, because they're a team who've definitely got goals in them. I mean, Dennis is still playing for Watford, and he's a fantastic player. I think he's close to one of the top scorers in the league, which kind of says it all so far about this season. Apart from Mo Salah, there's not really been too many top goal scorers. And Dennis has looked really good, and they've got a lot of goal scorers. Juan Pedro as well scored the equaliser against Newcastle in the 88th minute. He looks a really, really good player. Josh King as well, someone who Norwich City could have signed and probably should have signed as well. They've definitely got goals in them, Watford. And if you look at all the teams in the relegation battle, I mean, you've got Watford who can score goals, but they can't defend. Watford have not kept a clean sheet all season. So, along come Norwich, we have to wait and see. Newcastle have, of course, got spending power. Burnley have got a good defence and about 20 games in hand. It's utterly ridiculous. And then there's Norwich, and I don't think we've got any of those things. I still think we are the weakest team, without a doubt, in the relegation battle. But that Everton victory has really given Norwich City a sense of hope. And it's really important to build on this and definitely make sure we don't lose this game against Watford. But no, as I said, Watford have got a lot of goal scorers. Claudio Ranieri is under a little bit of pressure, though, because Watford have failed to register any wins in quite a few games now. And they're definitely putting pressure on Ranieri, pressure on Watford. Of course, Watford were meant to play on Tuesday night against Burnley, which was a rescheduled fixture. That then has been postponed, and I think Burnley have got about 5 games in hand on everyone else, which is utterly ridiculous. Whether it's a COVID crisis or not, for them to have 5 games in hand is ridiculous. And of course, missing their main man at the AFCON Nations, Chris obviously trying to replace Chris Wood as well. That could go in their favour. But do you remember last season there? I think it was Rotherham in the Championship had a load of games in hand, and they, just because it was constant 2-3 games a week, they just couldn't cope with it. So that might come to play in Burnley's hands, who knows. But I'm going off topic here. Let's go back to Norwich, and what a performance that was against Everton. Had all the right ingredients, and it came out of nowhere, really. I mean, Everton are in terrible form themselves, and they've only won 1 game in, I think, 10 or 11 games. But Norwich City were in a real dismal bit of form. But fortunately, players are starting to return, and I think that really helped Norwich. But what's been most impressive about Norwich in the last few weeks is this change of formation, isn't it? They've gone for the 4-4-2. We've practically played every formation, every system under the radar, but we've gone back to basics with the 4-4-2, and it's working an absolute treat. I mean, Norwich City can't score goals, so getting more attacking players on the pitches is needed, and I think that worked. I think if you look at the first goal, just having players in the box, and the second goal as well, Brandon Williams on the counter attack. Because we have 2 strikers up front, it means Pukki can make the movement to the right and leave Adamida in spaces. I think it's really important having 2 strikers going forward, and it probably suits Pukki, getting more men around him and more support around him, and it definitely suits Adamida. Let's talk about Adamida. Wow. Ida Himovic, wasn't it? What a performance by Adamida against Everton. For me, it was the best individual performance of the season. I thought Adamida was exceptional. His all-round gameplay was absolutely outstanding. We saw real good glimpses against West Ham the previous game before, but everything about his performance was just brilliant. I mean, his link-up play was exceptional. His hold-up play was absolutely exceptional, bullying Michael Keane and Ben Godfrey, and then bringing others into the play. But he was always on the move, always a physical presence, and yeah, he's got all the real qualities to really succeed. And I really do believe he is one of the most exciting youth academy players we've had. He just hasn't had a consistent run of games and hasn't really had an opportunity to play kind of up front. But a really impressive performance from him. As with Grant Hanley at the back, I thought he was hugely impressive, and Brandon Williams as well. So yeah, that performance against Everton has definitely given us a lot of confidence after what was a dismal run of games where we didn't score 6 in a row. I think we've still got to have a sense of realism and say that Norwich City are, before that game was dismal, but it's a great chance for Norwich City to build on it. And to be honest, Norwich have won 3 games this season. Newcastle and Burnley have only won 1, so there you go. But this game against Watford, absolutely huge, 6-pointer, and I'm really looking forward to it. Friday night as well, it's going to be an interesting one. I'd love to hear your score predictions down below. In terms of the predicted XI, big team news, of course. I've recorded this video before Dean Smith's press conference, but Tim Krul is going to be out. And how long for, we're going to have to wait. You might be watching this video and you might know, but I'm desperate not to see Tim Krul out for too long. Because he's a top quality keeper and he really improves the side. You need your leaders from the back, and I'm desperate that he's not going to be out for too long. And good luck to Angus Gunn. It's his opportunity to shine, and it's a big moment for Stuart Webber because he spent a lot of money on him when it could have been spent elsewhere, and looking at the recruitment probably should have. So yeah, big moments for Angus Gunn, and I wish him the best of luck. Back four remains the same. Ben Gibson looked a little bit shaky against West Ham, but should start. And yeah, it's harsh on Dimitri Giannoulis, who put in a goal-saving tackle towards the end of the Everton game. But yeah, that's my team. And I think Brandon Williams, another standout player. For me, keep the 4-4-2, Sorensen and Pierre-Lise Malou. Kenny just constantly gets the game, whether it's Farker, whether it's Dean Smith. And I don't think Kenny's particularly done anything this season to warrant it. For me, Kenny's one of those type of players who might have a good Premier League performance once every 8 or 9 games. I think all these players can have good performances on their day, but it's about doing it consistently, and Kenny doesn't do that well enough. And Sorensen and Lise Malou has been, a little bit of physicality, particularly away from home. You're going to need that against this Watford side, and yeah, I would go with them. Do we need another midfielder? Definitely, but with Norman and Billy Gilmore out, I think Norwich City might, or they're not going to sign anyone, which is we'll wait to see if that's the right decision. Sargent on the right, I thought he had a really good game, probably his best game in a Norwich shirt. Milot Rashica growing every game, and yeah, Ida and Pookie up front. That's a really good partnership, and I think Norwich City have got to be a little bit more direct. I don't really know what Dean Smith's playing style is, to be honest. I think it's quite a mix of everything, trying to be good on the ball, but trying to have a mix of everything. But yeah, Norwich City are going to have to be direct, and quite simply, they need to score goals. So put more bodies in the box, take a few more risks, take a few more long shots. Lise Malou's been firing up that right foot. I think he's going to score a scorcher soon. But yeah, in this game, I think Norwich City are just going to have to be resilient. But also remember, Watford haven't kept a clean sheet this season. They're in a dismal position themselves, and it's up for Norwich City to prove doubters wrong. And I believe Norwich City can at least get a point from this game, and it would be really important that they do so. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, but I'd love to see a Norwich 2-1 win. I'd love to see Pierre-Lise Malou just hammer home a last-minute winner, but yeah, I'll stick cautious and go 1-1. But I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on the comment section. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.